I was at the barbershop today, and as we're waiting to get a cut, me and my brothers are just talking about just shit that happened in our life, little funny stories, things like that. And this one story popped up into my head. And this is probably like the most vivid thing that I can remember because it was just so crazy, man. It's just shit like you can't make up. So I'm gonna tell y'all about the time I almost died. I was about 14 and 15 years old, and I had a best friend named Aaron. And at this point in both our life, we were just thinking about getting butt, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it was school, try and get butt, go to sleep. School, try and get butt, go to sleep every day. And we was just going to school and going to sleep. We weren't getting no butt. We was trying, but it wasn't happening. So this one day, he called the little chat line I was telling y'all about. And he came up on this chick. She sounded cool. She said, I'm light skinned, nice body, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And she actually sent the picture over. So unlike some of these other chicks that send the pictures over, she was actually like what she said she was. So we was juiced like, yo, let's go. Until he told me where she lived at. So when I was growing up, people would always tell me like, yo, don't go to the west side. If you go to the west side, don't go over there unless you know somebody over there. Don't go over there by yourself. The nigga told me she lived on the west side. All for some ass, we went to the west side. And the way it started out, I should have known it was about to be bad. So as we get on the bus and we head into the west side, we see these chicks on the bus, and it was like these two black chicks, and they was ugly. They looked like dudes, I ain't even gonna lie. So they get on the bus, and then they come in the back and sit right next to us and start trying to talk to us. So we talking to them, just being nice, cool, whatever. Then they tried to get at us, but they was whack as shit. So my boy, the light-skinned nigga that he is, be feeling himself too much. He started getting mad disrespectful with him. And he just flat out told the girl she wasn't his type. And if you know anything about women, but women in Chicago, they not taking that any kind of way. They gonna go hard on you. So she goes like, yo, like, what you mean? No, she didn't say what you mean. She said, what the fuck you mean? And it just went from there. It just got real hostile, and I'm just sitting there looking. So he argues with them for like the next 10 minutes until they got off the bus. They got off the bus, called him a light-skinned bitch, and went about their way. So we finally get off the bus like 20 minutes later. We get to this girl's block. We don't know nothing about the west side. We ain't never been over there. And he just sitting up there smiling like, yeah, man, I'm about to get this butt. I don't know what you gonna do. She said she got some friends, but I don't know what they look like. And then I'm like, what? Like, you wait till we get over here for you to tell me you don't know what her friends look like after when we was on our side? You told me that she had some bad friends? So I'm just sitting there like stuck, like, damn, like I don't want to leave my homie, but I want to whoop this nigga ass right now because he had me coming over here thinking her friends was going to be right like her, and they fuck around and be whack. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm already here. And I didn't even know how to get back home. I wasn't even paying attention because I was so gassed, like, yo, we about to finally get some ass. Like, it's finally about to happen. And, it didn't happen. I'm just going to say that. We walking down her block. And as we walking down the block, like, we see all these niggas looking at us like we crazy. But, we don't say nothing. We just keep walking. Because for the most part, like, in the neighborhoods in Chicago, like, when somebody from there and when they not. Because pretty much everybody know everybody. Like, you see something out of place, right away. It's like when you walk in your house and you see some shit out of place, that wasn't there when you left. And that's how people out there are like with their blocks or whatever. So we just walk and we go to her house. She come downstairs. She answered the door and she was bad. I ain't gonna lie. My nigga was winning. Then her friends came outside. Nigga, I was losing. Like, it was bad for me because it was bad. Next thing you know, like, her brother comes out the back room. And we didn't know she had a brother. She told us wasn't nobody gonna be home but her and her homies. And this big brolic ass nigga just come out the back and no shirt on, just sit down, and I'm just like, yo, like, who is this nigga? Is this your pops? And she's like, nah, that's my brother. Like, he just got out of jail. And we looking at each other like, what? So we just sitting there, and he tells her to go in the back and get him something to drink. So as we're sitting there, and he starts talking to us, he was cool as shit. He was talking to us, everything was good. And the chick went to the store for something, so we're just sitting there with her brother. And then he was like, y'all ever been to jail? And we like, nah, man, we only like 14, 15 years old, man. We ain't never done nothing to go to jail. And he was like, oh, all right, for sure. Like, y'all niggas need to stay out of trouble. Just, you know, trying to talk to us, trying to, like, scare us, you know, do us like the little scare straight show. Like, yeah, y'all little niggas don't ever want to go to jail or whatever. And we sitting up there, you know, trying to play it tough or whatever. Like, yo, man, ain't nobody worried about jail. This nigga like, oh, y'all not worried about jail? And then he goes, y'all ever had sex with a man? And we just looking at each other like, what the fuck he mean? But this nigga so big, like, we don't want to, like, trip out, like, what you mean? Like, nigga, are you gay? Or, like, you trying to come on us or something? And this nigga, like, I mean, this was a big-ass nigga. We was some kids, so we just sat there like, nah, you know, we ain't never had sex with no man. We don't like that. And then he was like, all right. And it was just weird as fuck after that, but, like, I don't know. It was awkward as shit. So when old girl came back, like, we just left. As we left and walked outside, this was the wrong thing to do. For one, we shouldn't have been over there by ourselves in the neighborhood we don't know shit about, trying to get some ass. For two, if we was gonna be over there, we shouldn't have been walking around in this neighborhood. And I don't know if the chick was like trying to parade us around her ex dude or just dudes in the neighborhood or chicks or whatever, but she had us walk around like the whole neighborhood with her and her homies. Then we went to the park. Something else you shouldn't do in the neighborhood you don't know shit about. Don't go in the neighborhood you don't know nothing about and bust some nigga's ass on the court. Don't do that, because we went to the court, we started playing basketball, and niggas got mad hostile when we was out there, like, hooping or whatever. It was bad. They was mad, because my boy was like, he was like 15 and he was like 6'3" already. He was out there working. You know, I wasn't doing no extra shit, just shooting jump shots or whatever, but he was working, and they was getting hot. So we left, and we started walking around. We was about to go back to her house. So as we like walking up to her house, like, we see a bunch of dudes come around the corner, and then we see this car pull up. And this older dude popped up out the car, and he ran up on the both of us, and then we just got swarmed, and we was sitting on a wall by her house, and these niggas just snatched us up real quick. Dude pins me up against the wall, and my homies pinned up against the wall. The dude that hopped out the car, he pulls a gun out. And he's like, you know, who you little niggas, what y'all doing over here? Y'all niggas bang and shit like that. Like, he was like going hard. And I'm like, man, I don't bang. I'm just over here with my homie here to see this chick right here. And the whole time she's sitting there with a smile on her face. So I'm like, yo, did shorty set us up? So, like, they was about to be mad because I ain't had no money in my pocket. I had my phone and my hat, which somebody took. My hat got a hold. But, you know, it was like 7 or 8 of these dudes. So, like, what we gonna do? We not about to take an L. And once that nigga took the gun out, that nigga won. There's no fight left. You take that gun out, it's a wrap. And I ain't ashamed to say it, nigga. But took the gun out, and they had the gun right up against my face. And we sitting there like, you know, like, what the fuck is about to happen? We over here off this fucking little chat line for some ass my man is about to get, and I'm not even about to get. I'm about to take an L. So we just sitting there stuck. And he asking hella questions. And my boy, his light-skinned ass just standing there and ain't said a word. He just sweating. And I'm sitting here talking to this nigga like I'm defending him in the courtroom or some shit. Like, he didn't say nothing. I'm like, bro, say something. He wouldn't say a word. But I got some more stories I want to tell y'all about that funny ass nigga. Like, he was my best friend then, but as I went on in high school, I found out what kind of nigga he was, and I stopped fucking with him. I'm thinking like, yo, we really about to take an L. But then old girl's brother pops out the window, and like, he G-checked all them niggas. He told them like, yo, chill out. Leave them little niggas alone. They cool. And he like, you know, they here to see my sister. They chill. Leave them alone. And then dude with the gun like, yo, you sure? And he's like, yeah, nigga, I said leave him alone. And the niggas just backed off. And I'm sitting up there like, yo, like, this nigga really just saved our life. Like, we was about to take an L because the nigga had already punched me in the ribs, and he punched the shit out of my boy. And I'm just like, damn. Like, we really about to, like, we really losing right now. So the nigga came downstairs, shook them niggas up, everybody left, and we just standing there, and she looking at my boy like, yo, why didn't you say nothing? And he's like, what the fuck was I supposed to say? The nigga had a gun. Called him a bitch. Old girl called my boy a bitch. And he just stood there. And he was just like, he was shook. Like, he was still shook when we left. He was like, yo, let's hurry up and leave. Let's hurry up and leave. Let's get away from over here. He was so shook, he had the girl walk us to the train station. That's how shook he was. And we went all the way over there, argued with some ugly black chicks on the bus. And then He ain't even get the ass. Almost died and he ain't even get the ass. He ain't get no kiss or nothing. Didn't grab no butt, nothing. And we almost died. And then the whole train ride home, I'm just looking at this nigga like Kevin Hart, like when we were standing right there, like, yo, nigga, help me. Like, he just stood there, didn't say nothing. And then I tried to talk to him about it when we got back to, man, I don't want to talk about it. It happened, it's over with. We safe. Yeah, now we safe, nigga. But from that day forward, I never went anywhere with him that I didn't know nothing about. We never went to the West Side with him no more. So the moral of the story is when you're hanging out with your homies, make sure you know what's going on before you go into the plan, man. Because if you got friends like the friend I had, you will take a L dealing with this dude. Like, I almost took so many L's being this dude's friend. Like that. Like, we ain't get like hurt bad or nothing over there, but that was still an L. I ain't gonna say I almost took L's. I took a lot of L's being friends with this dude. So, yo, just be careful who you friends with out there.